All right, so we're diving into some fascinating stuff today. As we're going through all this material you've been sending my way, and this meta-analysis from the Educational Psychology Review really caught my eye.
Oh, yeah.
It focuses on this thing called refutation text.
Interesting.
And I know you're all about, getting to the heart of complex topics like as quickly and effectively as possible.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I think this is going to be right up your alley.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear about this.
Our mission today is to really understand what refutation text is all about and, why the data suggests it's such a potent tool for learning, especially when it comes to those like deeply ingrained misconceptions we all tend to have.
Yeah, it's like we all have these blind spots, these assumptions that we don't even realize are shaping how we see the world.
Exactly. And it's so hard to break free from those.
Absolutely. You hit the nail on the head.
So hopefully this deep dive will give us some tools to do that.
I'm all ears.
Okay, so to really understand this meta-analysis, we need to understand what it is at a high level. It's like a bird's eye view of a whole field of study.
Okay.
Researchers took the results from 44 independent studies. That's a lot of studies.
Yeah, that's a pretty significant sample size.
And almost 4,000 people were involved.
Wow, so it's not just a small experiment.
Exactly, and they combined all that data to look for overarching trends.
I see. So it's like getting the distilled wisdom from a huge amount of research.
That's a great way to put it, distilled wisdom.
Love it.
And what's the central finding of all this distilled wisdom, you ask?
Hit me with it.
Well, they found a positive, moderate effect of refutation text on learning compared to other methods.
Okay, so it works, but how well does it actually work?
That's what we're going to unpack, but it's key to remember this isn't just some theoretical idea.
Right.
It's backed by a ton of evidence showing real benefits in how people learn.
Gotcha. So there's substance behind this.
All right, so let's get down to it.
Just please.
What exactly is refutation text?
Okay, so it might sound a bit combative, refutation.
Yeah, sounds kind of aggressive.
But it's actually a really helpful way to structure information.
Okay.
And this comes straight from the meta-analysis and the studies it looked at.
So go on.
Refutation text is all about confronting and correcting those misconceptions learners might already have.
Right, we were talking about those.
And the key here is its structure.
Okay, tell me more about that.
It doesn't shy away from putting that incorrect idea right out there in the open.
Oh, interesting. So it doesn't beat around the bush.
Not at all. It's like acknowledging the elephant in the room.
I like that analogy.
So how would this look in practice?
Yeah, what are the telltale signs?
Typically, you'll see refutation text start by presenting a common misconception.
Something most people would probably think is true.
Exactly something you might have read somewhere or even believed yourself at some point.
I've definitely had my fair share of those.
We all have. And here's the crucial step.
Okay, I'm listening.
It directly states that that misconception is wrong.
Straight up calls it out.
No sugarcoating.
Yeah.
And then it gives you the accurate information.
Okay, so it's like setting the record straight.
Precisely. And it often goes a step further by explaining why that initial misconception is wrong.
So it's not just saying, nope, that's not it. It's breaking down the why.
Exactly. It's about dismantling that faulty reasoning,
That makes a lot of sense.
right? Because you need to address the root of the problem.
It seems so much more effective than just giving someone new information out of nowhere.
Oh, absolutely. You have to meet people where they're at and acknowledge those existing beliefs.
Yeah, and how is that different from how we usually get information?
Good question.
Like in textbooks or articles?
So standard expository text, like you'd find in a textbook or a general article,
Okay, yeah.
it usually just lays out the facts, the concepts.
It assumes you're starting with a blank slate.
Kinda, yeah. It builds knowledge from the ground up, but it doesn't really deal with any incorrect beliefs the reader might already have.
So it's like it ignores the potential baggage we bring to the table.
Exactly.
Refutation text, though, goes head on with those misconceptions.
It's a much more direct and targeted approach.
And that makes sense when you think about how widespread misconceptions actually are.
Oh, for sure.
The study even uses the word ubiquitous to describe scientific misconceptions.
Ubiquitous, that's a strong word.
It is, right?
It means they're everywhere.
And I think it rings true, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, think about how fast misinformation can spread, especially online.
It's like wildfire sometimes.
And as the meta-analysis points out, this is especially a big deal in areas like public health and our understanding of science.
Oh, yeah. Those are high-stakes areas.
We've all seen examples where just giving people the correct information isn't enough to change their minds.
It's like they have a mental firewall up.
Sometimes it feels that way.
And think about some of the debates happening right now about health or scientific findings.
Oh, yeah, you can't just throw facts at people and expect them to change their whole worldview.
If someone already has a different framework in their mind, new information alone might not make a dent.
You're absolutely right.
And that's where refutation text comes in.
It's like a battering ram against those mental walls.
I love that analogy.
It directly engages with that existing framework and tries to reshape it.
Okay, so the meta-analysis found this positive moderate effect.
Right.
Can we break that down a bit more? What does that mean in the real world?
Sure thing.
You mentioned the G value before. What's that all about?
So the meta-analysis reported an average effect size of G equals 0.41, which is a pretty big deal.
Okay, why is that a big deal?
Well, it means there's a very low probability of this happening by chance.
So it's not just a fluke.
Exactly. It's a real phenomenon.
And you said moderate, but that seems like a significant effect.
Yeah, in educational research, a moderate effect size is actually considered pretty meaningful.
So it's not just a tiny improvement.
No, it suggests that consistently using refutation text can lead to a noticeable improvement in how someone learns and understands stuff,
That's encouraging.
especially when we're talking about topics where misconceptions are common.
So it's a tool that can make a real difference.
And what's really interesting is how consistent this effect is.
Oh, tell me more about that.
The meta-analysis found it to be robust across a wide variety of contexts.
Meaning it's not just a one-trick pony.
Exactly. It's not limited to specific situations or age groups.
It's like a universal learning tool.
The research suggests it has a pretty broad application.
Wow, that's impressive.
It's pretty exciting stuff.
It sounds like something we should all have in our learning toolkit.
I think so.
Now, the study also mentioned comparisons to other learning conditions.
Yeah,
What were they comparing it to?
great question.
Was it just refutation text versus no text at all?
No, they were looking at various active forms of instruction.
Oh, okay, so other methods that are already considered effective.
Exactly, and that's what makes the findings even more compelling.
Because it's not just better than nothing, it's better than other established approaches.
Right, it outperformed those other methods, which strengthens the case for its unique effectiveness.
Fascinating. So we've got a good grasp on what refutation text is and the research backing it up.
Yeah, we've laid the groundwork.
But now I'm curious about the why.
The why is always the most interesting part.
What's happening in our brains when we encounter this type of text that makes it so good for learning, especially for those pesky misconceptions?
That's the million-dollar question. And while this specific meta-analysis focused on the overall impact, the broader research in this area offers some really cool insights.
Lay it on me.
So one key idea is about how we build mental models to understand the world.
Okay, I'm following.
And misconceptions are basically flaws in those models, like broken parts.
Like a glitch in the matrix.
Yeah, something like that.
And refutation text comes in and tries to fix those glitches.
It's identifying that broken part and then providing the right replacement part and instructions on how to install it.
I love that analogy. It's like a mental repair manual.
And by explicitly stating the misconception first, it brings that flawed understanding to the forefront of our minds.
It forces us to confront it.
Exactly. And then by presenting the accurate information and explaining why the initial idea was wrong, it helps us revise and update our mental model.
So it's like a guided tour of how to fix our broken thinking.
And this creates what's called cognitive conflict.
Oh, okay. I've heard of that. What's that again?
It's basically the discomfort of realizing there's a discrepancy in our understanding.
Like when you realize you've been believing something that's totally wrong.
Yeah, that feeling of, wait a minute, that doesn't add up.
And that discomfort can actually be a good thing.
It can be, because it pushes us to think more deeply about the new information.
So it's like that aha moment when the light bulb goes off.
Exactly. It forces us to engage more actively with the material.
Because we're trying to resolve that conflict in our minds.
And by making the misconception so explicit, refutation text helps us clearly distinguish between the wrong idea and the correct information.
It's like drawing a clear line in the sand.
And this is super important because without that clear contrast, there's a risk that the new information might get mixed up with the old misconception.
And then we haven't really learned anything.
Exactly. We've just muddied the waters.
So this is all fascinating from a learning science perspective.
It's pretty cool stuff.
But let's bring it back down to earth.
Back to reality.
For you, the listener, how can you actually use this knowledge?
That's the key question.
What are some concrete ways you might encounter or even use refutation text in your own learning journey?
Especially considering the types of sources you've been sharing with us.
Yeah, I'm thinking about those too.
Well, think about the information you engage with regularly, especially in areas where, there are lots of misunderstandings or debates.
Oh yeah, there are a few of those.
And given your interest in renewable energy technologies, You've probably come across articles discussing various solutions and the common beliefs surrounding them.
All the time.
And it's very likely that some of those articles are using a refutation strategy, even if they don't say so explicitly.
So, by being aware of this structure, you can spot when a writer is trying to debunk a misconception you might have.
Exactly. You can become a more discerning reader.
And it can also change how you approach learning new things.
Absolutely.
If I'm tackling a topic where I suspect there are lots of misunderstandings, like the science behind a new technology,
Yeah,
maybe I should actively look for sources that address and refute those misunderstandings head on,
that's a great strategy.
instead of just reading general overviews.
Because those might not challenge your existing beliefs.
Right, and the meta-analysis also mentioned that refutation text is simple to implement at little cost.
Yeah, that's a big plus.
So even in my own notes or when I'm discussing these topics with others, I could try using this approach
Definitely.
by addressing potential misconceptions right away.
It's about being proactive.
Like if I'm explaining the basics of renewable energy to someone, I might start by saying, a common misconception is that solar panels don't work on cloudy days, but actually.
And then you hit them with the real facts.
Exactly.
It's a great way to clear up those common misunderstandings right from the start.
That's a super practical takeaway.
I'm glad you find it helpful.
If I'm trying to explain a complex idea in my own work, and I know there's a common sticking point, I can be more effective by addressing it head on
It's like anticipating the questions your audience might have.
and answering them before they even ask.
Exactly.
You're removing those roadblocks to understanding.
Precisely.
Now, as with anything in research, there are nuances and factors that can affect how well this works in practice.
Of course.
Any caveats or things to keep in mind?
Yeah, for sure. While the meta-analysis gives us a solid foundation, there are other things to consider.
Like what?
Well, for one, the strength of the initial misconception matters a lot.
Meaning how strongly someone believes in that misconception.
Exactly, and how long they've held that belief. If it's something they've believed for years and years, it might be more resistant to change even with well-crafted refutation text.
It's like trying to move a mountain.
Yeah, some beliefs are deeply entrenched.
And then there's the quality of the refutation itself.
Oh, absolutely.
If the accurate information isn't presented clearly, or the reasoning behind why the misconception is wrong isn't convincing, it's not going to be effective.
It's got to be clear, concise, and compelling.
And there's also this idea of an expertise reversal effect.
Right, that's an interesting one.
Can you explain that for our listeners?
Sure, so it's the idea that certain teaching techniques that work really well for beginners might not be as effective, or could even backfire for people who already know a lot about the topic.
So if you're already an expert, a basic refutation might feel too simplistic,
Yeah, it might even be annoying.
like being talked down to.
Exactly.
And the research on conceptual change also tells us that our emotions and beliefs can play a big role in how we react to information that challenges our views.
Oh, definitely. We're not purely rational beings.
So even if we're presented with solid evidence, our feelings can get in the way.
They can act as filters that distort how we process information.
So it's not always a simple matter of logic and evidence.
It's much more complex than that.
This has been a really insightful deep dive.
I've enjoyed it.
So just to recap, it sounds like refutation text, which tackles misconceptions directly, is a really powerful learning strategy backed by solid research.
That's a great summary.
And this meta-analysis gives us strong evidence that it works across many different learning situations.
It's a versatile tool.
So as you continue to learn and explore new ideas, think about this.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Are there times when identifying and addressing those common misunderstandings head-on could help you understand things better?
That's a great question for listeners to reflect on.
And could you even use this principle when you're sharing your own knowledge with others?
That's a powerful way to frame it.
It's definitely something to keep in mind as you navigate your own learning journey and all those fascinating sources you share with us.
And as you go through those sources, pay attention to whether the authors are using refutation strategies, even if they're not explicitly saying so.
It's like a hidden layer of meaning.
Recognizing those strategies can deepen your understanding and help you get to the heart of the arguments being presented, especially when those arguments challenge the conventional wisdom in a particular field.
That's a great point to end on.
It's been a pleasure diving deep with you.
Likewise, until next time.
Cheers.